Yeah, we're recording. I never really know how to start these things. All right, babe, we're back. I think the proper way for us to start this episode off is for me to blow my nose.
Oh, I love that for you. That's the proper way to start?
Wow. So that's what I've been dealing with. Well, you've been dealing with
That's what I've been dealing
the
with.
past 3 weeks. It feels like maybe only 2.
It might be almost 2.5, to be like completely honest.
So yeah, the past 3 weeks, have you noticed it's echoing down here? So we're recording in our basement. We've been moving, and I removed a lot of the aesthetics down here because a lot of it's packed, and I've noticed it's reverberating. It's echoing a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's also just kind of weird. It's not as warm and cozy down here. It's kind of back to its cave formation on that side.
It's pretty crazy.
But on our side, it's a little bit of a studio.
We're still hanging in there.
The last thing standing over here. So yeah, about 3 weeks ago, maybe you could even tell on the podcast, I was doing a little cough, a little sniffle every once in a while. Well, that just got legs. It crawled down into my throat and into my lungs. And I don't know what happened, but overnight, I just became a disaster.
I think for me, it was shocking how quickly it got worse, because you were getting better. And then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the change of the seasons or what. But so what ended up happening was I had like a sore throat for like a week. Not a big deal, right? Seems like it was kind of getting better. And then all of a sudden, I had the weirdest ticklings in my throat. And I would get in these like coughing fits. I was just fitting. And I don't know what was going on. But
they were pretty scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to... it takes a lot for me to go to the doctor. Like, I have to basically be beyond the point of no return.
Really?
I have to be dying,
really?
Actual death.
Why do you think that is? What is that?
I don't know.
Are you like scared of the doctor? Did you have like a traumatizing moment where you're just like, never?
I think some of it is, as I've gotten older, time, the effort, sometimes you gotta wait, you gotta schedule something. It's like getting your oil changed. You gotta call.
But then how would you feel if they say, man, if you were just here 2 weeks ago, we would have caught this.
Yeah, that's probably how I'm gonna die.
That's it. That's gonna be you. For me, I go so often that they send me notes saying, hey, we're not your primary care physician. Yeah. Stop coming here.
We're not Walmart.
Stop coming here.
We're not a grocery store.
Let me have any little tickle, anything, paper cut, I'm there. ER.
Yeah.
Hi.
To the point where there's been many times where I will call you and you're like, I'm at the doctor. And I'm like, what is happening? You're like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to go.
No, come on. I'm always, I get a little paranoid. Especially with the kids and stuff. We're always there.
Right. Sorry, y'all. So today we have a lot to talk about, but because of my energy and just my sickness and probably just for listening purposes, it's going to be like, all right, let's just cut this one pretty quick because my ears are dying from this man that is coughing literally in 4K into my eardrums. So I apologize in advance. I'm going to try to keep it as brief as I can with the coughing. But anyway, so I think also too, growing up, it was ingrained in us, at least for me as the younger child, you do not skip school unless you are vomiting.
Really?
That is it. And same thing with work. You show up.
So even if you're like grim, like how sometimes you are, like when you're sick, sometimes you're in the
there.
bed.
The only case is if you're throwing up.
What?
Yes. It's changed over time. It's
Did
evolved.
you ever like fake it? Be honest.
No.
You didn't give it a go? A little...
So I called in
mix
to
up
work.
Something and
Yeah, I called in to work 2 days in a row last week, and I don't think I've ever done that in my entire life.
I don't think I've ever seen you that sick.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
So it was also to the point where I was so dysfunctional, the way I looked, the way I was acting, I would have been sent home. It was
they would have been like, can can you actually go
Right,
home?
yeah.
You're scaring everyone.
Well, anyways, I know everybody's at the edge of their seat, probably the edge of their car seat, wherever you're listening, however you're listening. So I started getting in these coughing fits, and so we we go to the walk-in clinic, and he's like, I guess you probably couldn't have noticed, but the doctor it was like he was super scared to touch me. Like, you know, usually when they put like something in your ear to check your ears or like check your throat or whatever, they're not aggressive, but like you know they're doing it. He was checking my ear out, and I was kind of like looking over like, have you started yet? I don't think I mentioned that
In
to
his
you.
defense, you looked grim.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, you looked like you were going to give everybody like you were the zombie that once you get too close, you get a bite or a little something, you got it. And you're not, it was your next. The closer you looked bad. You were in bad shape. You know how I know he was in bad shape? You had me drive.
Oh, yes.
I said, oh, he is on his deathbed and he's letting me drive. And I knew you were panicking the whole time.
That's so funny you say that. Yeah. But then
Did I do something wrong?
What?
Did I do something wrong in the car?
No, but that is so funny you picked up on that. Like, yeah, if I'm not eating and if I'm not.
And you have me drive, you're like, oh, this is.
You are driving something, if someone like in public, our friends see us, they're going to be like, he's sick.
Yeah.
Or something is happening.
So you're going to have people thinking I can't drive. I should have never told you that I failed it 5 times.
that is wild. I'm going to get full self-drive pretty soon though, so we'll be good.
I don't trust it. I'm sorry. It's too scary.
So the other thing that was funny was, oh man, what a day. I am just absolutely dying every second. And to the point where there was a few times where I actually was like, I actually might be dying. So we go to we went to a walk-in clinic at CVS, and this looked like
I've never seen one of those before.
Yeah, so from
you
the
can
Google,
get some gushers and go to the doctor at the same time.
Yeah. It was very bizarre. It was almost like a Walmart self-checkout, CVS walk-in clinic hybrid of some sort.
I was like, I guess.
Nobody's in the place. No one's in the establishment. We get there at 9 a.m. The quickest availability is 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
And I'm looking at this guy like, sir, there's no one else here. So from there, I drove because I was upset. And
what was up with that?
Got a little burst of energy.
Or was I doing so bad that you're like,
no, it had nothing to do with you.
She'll kill me long before
like,
this does.
I'm on my deathbed.
Yeah.
I'm not actually on it. I'm standing on my deathbed and I need help. And I have to wait till 3 p.m. So let's go, babe. We're getting out of here.
I think you should explain exactly how grim you looked.
Oh, so there's an episode of SpongeBob where he's got the suds, I think it's called.
Oh my goodness.
That's how I felt. That's how I looked.
No.
I looked horrific.
It was bad, but I think between the coughing, vomiting,
the gagging,
and then
the
you
vomiting.
couldn't breathe at one point.
Yeah, so I've never had asthma. My parents have had asthma or have it. Can you get rid of asthma? I think you always have it. So my parents have asthma. And so I don't know, maybe I have it.
My brother and sister have it.
It seemed as if I was having almost like an asthmatic attack because typically when I have a sore throat, this is the doctor podcast. When I have a sore throat, it hurts when you swallow, right? But it seemed like this wasn't that. There was no irritation. It was just simply like I would almost like randomly just get in this fits of rage in my throat.
Cough attack.
And then I couldn't breathe. It was like my body was shutting down and it was like as if I didn't know how to breathe. So then the only way I could was like, it was bizarre. If you were next door, you would have thought that I was killing animal got unleashed into the home.
It was really concerning. And okay, so we go to the second place.
The doctor I guess he doesn't really, he's scared to touch my ears.
Is that the CVS one?
No, this was like an actual walk-in.
We went to that guy was
brick and mortar.
Is that guy?
Yeah, it just seemed like he was timid. That's the word I was looking for. He was very timid. Maybe it was his first day. He's like, first client. I don't want to roughhouse him.
He was pretty young. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe he's just like new.
He's a temp.
Yeah.
Nice guy though. Anyways, he tells me, man, your throat looks horrible. I'm taking his word for it. Well, fast forward, we get home in about 2 hours. I'm getting all sore. I'm taking so many meds.
Couldn't keep any of them down.
Yes, that was the other thing. So then I started getting in even worse, almost asthmatic attacks. So finally I was like, I actually might be dying. Because I feel like I'm a pretty tough dude. Well, when this was happening.
So you just went there. You're like, this is it.
Yeah. This is the end.
This is it.
And to the point where when I was having these attacks, there was a time where you were like in the basement and I'm just kicking. Did you hear me kicking the ground? Because I was just like, I think I'm dead right now. And I was just like,
well, at first I thought it was the, nightmare neighbor.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this little boy is making so much noise.
Husband.
So at first I was like, and Brian's like, I think that's here. Because it was just a little too loud. All we heard was boom, boom, boom. And I went in there and I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah. So
your eyes were like bloodshot red.
Yeah.
You looked.
I had looked like I had been in a street fight with Mike Tyson and Kimbo Slice.
Right.
And so.
How do you think I did taking care of you? Do you think I was calm enough? Come on, Lauren. Do you think I made you feel safe and like cared for? Or how did you feel? Let's keep it real.
I think the first half of the sickness, it was kind of more of the, not aggressive. It was just very like, very, what's the word?
Are we fighting?
No, we're not fighting. You were very prompt and like, we should be doing this. Try this. Do this.
I'm a solution. I don't like to linger.
And I'm over there like convulsing on the ground, and she's like, "Come on, you got to do this." And then finally,
I'm sorry. I was just like,
I'm gasping.
I know my thing is this. If you tell me, like, you'll be like, "Man, I have a headache." I'm like, okay, I'm already knowing that medicine takes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then I know you can't take that specific one on an empty stomach. So I'm trying to like, I don't know, shove a banana, get you this stuff.
I'm trying. Was dying.
Well, I'm just saying.
I had
so
no patience.
I came back 4 times and said, "Did you take the medicine?" And on the 4th time that you said no, I could have jumped over the counter.
But then finally, I'm gasping for air as if I'm treading water in the ocean, like trying to, and I'm like, I just need support. I need encouragement.
And I was just like being hard on you.
Boom, you were just like, you got this. You can get through this. You're gonna live tomorrow. It was in hindsight, it was a good growth experience for our marriage. And now that we get to talk about it, it's even better.
I feel bad that you felt like I was being harsh, but I'm thinking I'm very like, let's fix it.
You weren't harsh. You were just
wanted me to be more
oriented, and I was just like, I'm actually dying.
You wanted me to be a little bit more like softer.
I need
just
the
like,
light
you
at
wanted
the
a
end
good
of the tunnel
cuddle
to be getting brighter for me.
See, so the house I grew up in, Miss Loretta, Mr. Ronnie Baby.
Yeah.
Let's get it together. 5 kids, like no, we're not. No, it's very like let's fix it and move on. But sometimes a good like softer tone and softer approach might help. And I don't think
don't get me in a fit.
And I don't think that I was giving you that. So
no, I think
in front of everyone. This is the one time y'all catch it. I apologize.
It's a very thank you. Let's hold up. Now that you're doing that, let me.
I apologize.
We're having some party poppers for that one.
Drink it all in.
Wow, it's smoking in here now. Gonna set the fire alarms off.
He just set off a confetti for those who are just listening.
So yeah, no, you were honestly really great. So then we go to. Finally, I was just like, you know what, babe? I think we're going to the ER. I don't know if I'm.
Oh, you suggested that?
Well, no, you suggested it.
Right.
It was a little inception. I had to come to the thought on my own. And so finally, I said, let's go to the ER. And so we go, we check in, yada, yada. And they probably were like, let's get this guy in and out as soon as possible. He looks downright like a dead man walking.
They saw you quick because anytime you come into the ER and you have labored breathing or stuff like with breathing, they take
not only
you right
that,
in.
but I had to have looked like just a total wreck, like a homeless person, because I come in there with, I think I'm wearing a tank top, sweatpants, a hat, probably on sideways because I couldn't figure out what was up and down.
Loved it.
I'm wearing slides and I'm carrying a trash can. And I'm just gagging into
and you know an
this
actual
thing.
homeless person came in after you.
And I'm
So it's just
and
they're like great.
They start checking him in with my name, and I'm like, no, I'm over here.
No, I'm right.
So you get checked in. They start running all sorts of tests, things that I've never come across. I'm getting a EKG.
EKG. You had X-ray. The one thing that I was a little like, I would have probably chose something else. The size of the needle that they put into your arm was insane.
Yeah, and I've donated blood. I've given plasma many times.
It was
many
like
times.
She was thick.
Yeah, I'm over there
To the point when he took it out, it's almost like he stabbed you with a knife. It was like bleeding.
Yeah, when he's
like, sir.
I don't know about you. You probably look at the needle when they poke it
I have
in.
to look. I need to. We need to be involved. I don't want to be
psychotic.
surprised. That's why it sucks when you give birth and you get an epidural. If you choose to get one, you can't see. It's in your back, and you have to just not move.
There's something wrong with wanting to look at the needle and draw blood from yourself. I always look away. I feel like that's a very valid and normal thing. But anyways, as
you
I'm
don't want to
looking,
know when it's entering.
No, I don't. I want to just.
You want to be surprised and jump around.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So when I'm looking away, I'm like, okay, like it's probably a typical just pinch.
Now, mind you, before we get there, controlling me, and I'm not controlling in that way, but it's just like when things are logical to me. Why do the opposite? To me, the veins on your other arm seemed a little more better. They were more blue, more visible. It wasn't. The
veins on my left arm, even right now,
way better.
They're humming.
They're blue.
They're blue as my eyes.
I'm saying, so I would have used those. You don't go to the other arm at the very tip where the bone is, like some random vein.
My expectation was he was going to poke me 4 different times, and he's like, oh, I'm going to have to do the other arm. Well, anyways, I'm looking away, and I thought he stabbed me with a knife. I was like, God,
he wound up before he
powered up.
Yeah, it wasn't like you know how they like just kind of slide it in. He gave a little. I was like, oh, okay.
I felt something tickle my throat.
I was like, man, this guy is giving it a go. Yeah.
Well, anyways, they do blood work. They're pumping me with IVs, fluids, all sorts of things. Everything came back good. So that was obviously a good thing.
I was going to ask you, how did it feel when they were adding medications to it? Did it change in color? Or, I mean, not color, in sensation. I know, right? It's just green.
I started looking like you.
What am I talking about? It started getting black.
No, it was just cold. Just felt a little chilly.
Well, that's nice.
But anyways, everything turned out fine. I was just they gave me some more meds. But man, the moment my butt hit that seat in the car, I don't remember a thing.
They said, really?
Yeah.
They said
then we were
he's
home.
Gonna be a little sleepy.
I was
like, hallelujah.
The only thing I remember was when we walked out, it felt like winter.
It was cold.
It was so cold. Anyways, we made it home. I think I slept 14 hours the moment we got home.
Yeah.
And I think I even texted my manager, like, hey, I'm going into the ER. If you don't hear from me, that means I'm not coming in tomorrow.
Were they like, how dare?
Yeah, she was just, I sent her a picture of myself.
It
looked like I had been stung by bees.
Was it the lady that I met today?
No, she wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyways, yeah, she was just like, wow, yeah, don't come in.
Yeah.
Do not come in.
Jeez.
So what else happened this week, babe?
For me, of all the weeks for you to be sick, this was not the one. Okay. With moving, graduation. So, yeah, this week was a lot. We had a graduation, end of school.
Yeah. We're packing, we're moving. All sorts of things are changing in our life. And then I'm the sickest I've been in my entire life. And you're pregnant. I don't know if we threw that in there.
Yeah. Everybody seems to forget around me and they put me to work. And yeah.
I have something I was going to tell you that you haven't heard yet. It's actually something about the move and what's in this basement.
It always scares me when you surprise me what's happening. So
as we've been packing, again, our basement is unfinished in this like townhouse. And so I'm packing, yada, yada. And we've kind of made it into like a makeshift bedroom. And there's like a couch, okay? So I'm lifting this couch with somebody. We get it upstairs. As I return and I get in the basement, I see a frog.
What?
A frog in the basement under the couch.
You're lying.
No, not lying at all. I'm going to put up a photo right now. There was a frog in the basement. And what was bizarre...
Unalived or what?
What was bizarre... I'm not ignoring you. I'm getting to that.
Ew, I'm sick. That is disgusting.
You're not sick. I'm sick. As I am... As I'm looking at it, this frog is absolutely camouflaged. Our basement is unfinished. It's like concrete color. It is the most concrete looking frog I've ever seen in my life. And it looked flat. So I just left it.
Is it over there right now?
It's gone.
Are you serious? Are you sure it was a frog?
Yes. It's probably hopping around.
From where?
Down here still.
I'm sick. What do you mean flat?
I thought it was dead. And now it's gone.
See, you can't hold these things for me because I would not be down here.
So
that is scary.
I'm just keeping you on edge while we record. If you feel something, now she's bringing her feet up.
I'm not. This is it. I'm never coming down here again.
But there's a pond next door. But
what a journey.
How did it get in? I don't think it's sealed down here.
What a journey. We're not that close to the pond. That's disgusting.
That thing had to have went to a frog.
All right, how big was this thing? And it was camouflaged?
To a frog.
Aren't those the ones that like you touch it and you're poisoned?
I don't know. But yeah. So I took a photo of it. It's hopping around somewhere out down here. But
how soon from seeing it to coming back was it gone?
An hour. Because I thought for sure, without a doubt, this thing's under a couch.
That's crazy.
I'm holding something. I was just kind of like, all right, it's dead. I took a photo of it just to show you because
I can't wait.
I didn't think you would believe me.
I don't. I didn't. I would have never believed you.
Little froggy boy hopped 5 miles to get to our house.
That's absolutely disgusting. That's gross.
It kind of was. Also, too, Alex was sleeping down here for a while.
I don't think it was when he was down.
He's just sleeping. Ribbit.
I can't. Frogger. I can't.
But yeah, so that was like a fun little story. Makes the podcast a little more exciting this episode because this is our last episode in this home, in this basement. And now she's kind of recording it on an island.
Oh, I'm not touching the ground, and he will be carrying
an
me
island
out
of a
of
couch.
Here. There
right
is
now.
absolutely no way. That is disgusting and crazy. I have a crazy story.
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, so back when I was in, let's say, high school, right?
Okay.
I had a red Ford Explorer.
Okay, look at you.
Right? I was the one with the car. That thing.
You did it.
I did it. That thing guzzled gas. It was just, what is the point?
Wait, sorry. Beep, beep, beep. Pow.
What's the question?
What was the vehicle?
A Ford Explorer.
Ford Explorer. Okay.
It was red.
Oh, I always wanted one of those growing up. I don't know why. I thought they were really cool looking.
Great car, like really safe.
Yeah.
It just guzzled a lot of gas for a high schooler.
That's kind of like a cop car, right? The Ford Explorer. That's what cops drive. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I had it long enough to where I didn't take care of it that well, and it needed like oils and all this stuff that I was just not telling my dad. Like, if there's a noise or a little thing, you're
supposed to all this
gas
stuff.
and all the air in the tire and all the things that you need to make it, run.
Man.
So
this is
typical.
This
me.
is yes, but knowing that you took 5 driver's tests, this sounds very on par.
Oh. My history with vehicles have not been great.
No.
So
So this is
one
gonna
particular
be good.
time What is the oil called that's green that needs to go in the car?
Green oil?
It's green in color.
You got me beat. I don't know.
Maybe your
Green
dad will
oil.
know.
Yeah.
Anyways, my dad's like, go pick up this oil. Okay.
Green oil.
It's green. Maybe you guys can tell us. I know it's green because it spilt all in my trunk.
Oh.
So basically, I'm with my friend, just negligent, you know. I'm pulling out of her driveway. She lives on a little tiny, little thin street. Okay. Kind of almost one way in, one way out type of a thing. And I'm backing out and I stop the car a bit. And all of a sudden I hear douche and goo, goo, goo. You know how it's like spilling out fast.
Was there no cap on this thing?
I don't think I put it on properly.
Hey, no cap.
No cap. I don't think I put it on properly. You know, just trying to get to where I'm going young.
Right.
I think we were trying to rush to like Taco Bell, something young and dumb and not responsible. I shouldn't even have let the car get this bad to the point where I needed the oil. So let's just get there.
That not putting the cap on properly. Is
that your one pet peeve for me?
I'm gonna do
that.
There's not very much that I gripe about, but this is one that I don't think I've ever mentioned this.
Do I do that?
You and the kids.
The kids, not me.
They're
my dad, that's his pet
nobody
peeve too.
knows
My
how
mom
to
says
put caps on.
My dad said that's his one. He said my mom sets booby traps for him on purpose.
Every Gatorade bottle, water bottle, anything that has a lid, it is always as if you like stuck one side on and then turned it. And is it
off track?
It's off track every time. And it's like, it's just going to spill and get everywhere.
Yeah.
And it also just looks so unkept.
Well, maybe it's genetic because
apparently
I did that.
Nothing has changed. So
I'm
the
better
cap
about
is
it now.
undone in the oil.
I'm better about it now for sure. Especially when it's your money paying for it. Then you're like really going to make sure you keep it right. Just being negligent with a car, too young to have one, whatever. So I'm hearing it spill and it was a brand new one. I should have went straight home after getting it from AutoZone, but I was being bad and I said, let me go get my friend. We're going to go to get Mexican pizzas, extra tomato, extra cheese on the top. Nothing has changed.
Extra cheese
with the tomatoes. And
yeah, you have to.
Why are they fighting you on the packets? Just give me some more.
Oh, the sauce, yeah.
Are you giving me 2?
I have solved this issue and I have told you have to give them visuals. Can you give me a handful of sauce? You got to give me some sauce.
Some sauce.
You got to give them the hand motion. Give me some sauce.
I think we both come to that when we order stuff too. Like I said before, swimming in sauce.
Swimming in sauce?
What is that? I didn't even tell you yesterday. I'm all over the place. I pulled up to Popeyes. I know I don't want to hear it. I got the fast food. We got it. I didn't want to cook. Okay. Got that out there?
I didn't know about Popeyes.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just saying it. If I say to you at the, thing.
The drive-through.
Yeah. That thing.
The thing.
Slushy. Instead of the regular, I want the slushy lemonade.
Okay.
She gave me the regular one.
Maybe they were out.
No. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I ordered the slushy one. She's like, they call it the frozen something. I said,
oh, yeah. I think they do call it.
I don't care. What does slushy mean to you? Isn't that a universal term?
It kind of is, yeah.
Slushy, you go to 7-Eleven, you get a slushy. You don't come out with a can of Coke.
Didn't 7-Eleven copyright slushy? I think
is that what it is?
I think they own
Am I wrong?
Because
I was
slushy.
I was on 10.
Yeah. My advice to y'all out there is whenever you go to Taco Bell, anytime you're asking for packets of sauce, you have to give them the hand motion. Or if you're at Cane's and you're asking for ketchup, first off, why are you asking for ketchup at Cane's? Or if you're asking for the hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce, that's more like it. I do this every time now.
No, they're picky about those though.
Hey,
they know.
Can I get some Louisiana hot sauce? That's what you got to do, and they'll match you. They'll give it to you right in your hand like that. I need a handful
unless the manager's
of sauce.
around, they're always looking around and then they put it in because they know they'll.
If you guys like Cane's out there, you have to get the Louisiana hot sauce. It's a sauce that they don't advertise. It's not on the boards.
They don't.
It's not on the wall.
They don't.
But you got to ask them for it. You mix it with the cane sauce. Oh,
and I didn't believe that until we were in Vegas and did it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Your
incredible.
eyes suddenly were seeing the real world.
Do people know about this? Like, it's this. We should call someone.
You know, Cane's is good when you get it on your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm. No, we ran to get it, too.
We did.
We looked at the thing. We said, they're closing in. How many more minutes was it? I forget.
Were they closing?
They were closing.
That's why anything closed in Vegas.
We were running.
Maybe it was like the time of year or something.
They were closing and we were running.
Yeah.
It was insane. Anyways, back to the story.
Okay.
Sorry.
The oil's guzzling and oozing out.
And it is a big bottle. Just good. So I back up into the middle of the street. Mind you, thin street. We're tiny.
We're little.
There's not much space.
We're losing room.
There's only grass on the other side and just street. And
am I driving on the sidewalk?
And I'm
nope. It's the street.
What is this when you're this way in the street? Is that parallel?
What are you doing?
The street's this way and you're this way.
I would call it like horizontal.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm backed out.
You're cattywampus.
I said parallel. Wow. Maybe they should take my license.
Parallel is like
Boom.
if you have two lines.
Right.
Parallel
got it.
lines.
Yeah. Okay. So I got that wrong. I'm horizontal in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like.
Sounds like, hey, I'm out here. I'm horizontal in the street. What's up?
Yeah. Like, what's up? I'm out, yeah. You're sick for that one. So anyways, my friend's in the passenger seat. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, oh no, this stuff's spilling in the back of my seat. As I look over to look at her, mind you, still spilling. A full
bloop, 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 bloop.
high-speed chase is heading directly towards us.
Oh,
I can see the guy in the car. I can see the cops behind it. I'm talking 8 to 10 cops. And he's coming I'm blocking the street.
It sounds like those movie scenes where there's like some sort of, this is happening.
Yes.
And there's like a kid with a ball in the street.
This is me.
You were the kid with the ball.
I was the kid with the ball. So I'm looking and I was like, oh, shoot. And I go like this. I point and she looks and he's coming directly at us. And there's nothing I can do. Mind you, I'm out of the car at this point because I need to go get this thing to like put the top on. It's spilling. My dad's going to kill me. Okay. And he had to maneuver around us, go in the grass, all the cops. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Cops are going by looking at us like, what are you doing? Like, move.
Is this like LA, Sherman Oaks?
This is LA. This is Van Nuys.
Got you.
It's like the hood of the suburbs.
Yeah.
It's not quite like over by the Staples Center kind of hood, but it's like, it's a little rough over here. I shouldn't have been over there.
Did they catch him or what happened?
I have no clue, but imagine I'm talking and he looked like
Did they hit you?
No, they could have, they should have because I gave them barely they
should have
because they had to go in the grass in front of the car.
Oh shoot.
I'm blocking the whole street. It's a thin little street. And there's only
horizontal.
grass. They're all
Why
on the
is this woman horizontal in the
from cops, I want to say the last 3 cars were looking at us like,
yeah.
How am I supposed to know you're about to hit the corner in a full high-speed chase? The guy looked so panicked. I remember thinking that. And that wasn't my first time dealing with somebody in a high-speed chase. LA is crazy.
I thought you were going to say that was my first time spilling the oil.
I know. So then the second high-speed chase I saw it when it first started. We were waiting in the left-hand lane to go to Target. And this guy was like, he looked kind of panicked. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he's going to run.
Yeah, something's up.
Yep. And as soon as I said that, he just went. And then they just started chasing him. But imagine you're standing there, you're blocking the street. I said, we're dead. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness you didn't get hit. That literally could have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was so young-minded at the time. I'm like, my dad's going to kill me because this oil.
Right. Dang.
Shouldn't have been over there. I should have taken the oil from AutoZone.
I got to look that up. Green oil.
It's green. I do remember it was green in color.
Huh. Wonder.
That's how much I know. I'm like, was it the fluid for the coolant? No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Radiator?
I'll look
Transmission? I don't know.
Something green ooze. Yeah. Huh.
And it was so annoying to clean up.
Well, yeah.
That was back in the old Mercedes that I had that would not lock.
Oh, really? Dang. Yeah.
No. Wow. It was in the Ford Explorer. Sorry.
Well, yeah. But this was the second time in the Mercedes.
The other one was in the Mercedes, the other high-speed chase.
I totally forgot about that car that would not lock. My goodness.
The amount of times I got robbed.
Well, I think it was like there was nothing to rob.
I would get robbed twice a month.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to leave a note and just say, "Hey, sleep there for the night. Just leave my stuff."
It started
alone.
to get so bad. I think I heard in San Fran where people would just leave their doors open, so people wouldn't crash them in. They would just.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, San Francisco got pretty bad there for a minute.
Yeah, or maybe it was Oakland. Wow. I keep kind of looking around now to see if this frog's going to jump up on this.
You think I'm joking.
It kind of makes it a little
me
exciting.
Out of here. No, it is not. I'm not into like, things like that. I don't like bugs. I don't like animals. I barely want a dog.
Well, yeah, I think we'll probably wrap things up a little early today because we have so much to do. And I feel pretty sick, and I'm sure it sounds kind of wild on the other end. But we thank all of you who are listening. Numbers are going up. We love it. The comments, the likes. Starting to get a lot of comments on TikTok. Pretty cool. We? Yeah. There's quite a few I need to show you that were pretty funny. Comments, likes, subscribe on YouTube. 5-star rate us on Spotify. Let me get these coughs out for you. Spotify. Apple Podcast, subscribe on YouTube, comment, like, all those things. You have anything else, baby?
I just, I'm glad you're feeling better because, I love you and I want you to be.
Wait. What did you just say?
I'm glad you're feeling better because, I love you and I want you to feel great.
You just said the magic word.
Oh
I don't have. Do you even know what you said?
I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, it must be I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh, finally said it. This box that we revealed 3 months ago.
Oh my goodness. How terrible. Do I just never tell you I love you?
So she, jeez. She finally said I love you on the podcast. So open up your prize.
Oh my goodness. You guys, this is
dun, 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 dun. You did it!
I did it!
All right.
Oh my!
Remember,
goodness.
it's primarily audio. What'd you get?
I got a Freddy's gift card.
Freddy's gift card.
You guys have no clue how much I am obsessed with Freddy's.
Perfect timing because I'm sure you're starting to crave it, being pregnant.
First trimester, that's all I wanted. I would sneak there early in the morning before they opened and sit there and watch Christina Randall. For anybody who loves true crime, she's like the best. And they'd be like, back again. I'm like, That's probably where all this weight came from. Cheese curds and custard.
It was also funny. Yeah, there would be times where I might be at work or getting up 9 a.m. or whatever, getting out of bed and all
You're
that.
like, where's my wife?
And we share our location. It's convenient. It helps. And I look and you're just sitting in front of Freddy's at like 9:30. I'm like, what is going on? Like, they don't serve breakfast at Freddy's.
You know what's so funny? My mom told me, she's like, I kind of figured you were pregnant or something because who does that? There was times where, I didn't even know at that point, but yeah. I sat there.
Well, if you weren't pregnant, I would have been like, we have problems.
We need
what is going on?
We need to talk.
We need to talk right now.
Would you actually like pull me aside if I was giving it a major go like that?
No. I would You're trying to corner me right now. We're not going there. But anyways,
guys, tell me like if there is something, do you feel like your husband or boyfriend or whatever should say something if they see kind of like a red flag, not just with eating, but
it's like the airport. If you
anything
see
that's
something,
not good for you,
say
something. I think I would die if you said
Maybe
something.
That's our marriage advice. If you see something, say something
in a nice way. Yeah.
Well, appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much. And I think next week the studio might temporarily look slightly different.
Crazy.
Because we'll be at our new home. So appreciate it. I don't know why I'm clapping, but thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.